If you haven't already watched part 1, where we go into not only the countdown STR UI Goku EZA, but also just the part 1 anniversary units in general, I would go ahead and recommend watching that first before you watch this video. I'll make sure to link it down in the description below and also put it as the pinned comment just so you guys can find it a little bit easier. But we're going to go ahead and start off where we left off, which is where STR Beast Gohan is. Also at the end, we're going to talk about the representatives of Universe 7 EZA, or basically MVP 17, Team Universe 7, whatever you want to call it. Specifically because I do see the potential of them dropping that in place of Bootanks and STR Vegeta. Obviously, we don't know what other EZAs are going to be coming out on JP2. If their sync is going to happen, I would just probably preemptively think that, you know, we're probably going to be getting those EZAs in place of that. But either way, let's go right into it. So STR Beast Gohan he's a funny fella, just to say the least. Obviously, if you don't already know about him, he is just insanely good. And the thing about him is that there is one build and one build only you want to go for this guy, and that's full additional. Now I could pull it up in a second, but I would just want to talk about this first. The thing you have to really worry about is the fact that you don't want to dodge attacks unless it's like a super attack from like Beast Gohan, who, for example, who like seals or stuns or anything like that. Like, that's literally the only time you would want to dodge with this unit, but every other time you want to get hit with this guy. So that's like kind of the only reason why I would think you would want to go any dodge it out. But I think the main build you just want to go is full additional and I guess rest dodge. The main reason why is because not only does this guy already have 5 crit for being an STR unit, giving him a 10% crit chance at the start, but also he gets the 40% crit chance just from doing the entrance animation. Then he also gets an additional 20%, where is it? He gets an additional 20% damage reduction and crit chance, well, mostly just the crit chance right here, just the crit chance from getting an attack. He has obviously damage reduction like everywhere in his passive. More damage reduction critical rate from this point on after you get hit 8 times or you attack 5 times. You'll get the extra crit and damage reduction by 20%. So most of the time you're going to be critting with this guy is what I'm trying to say. And most of the time it'll probably be swapping out the entrance animation once you do get this bottom part. So he'll have tons of crit from literally the entire point. And then once you do pop the active skill as well, when you have it where everything is targeted towards you, you'll just have it where it's just like you'll get it's guaranteed crits. He has crits everywhere is what I'm trying to say. So going additional for this guy is the best move. If you want to do some dodge, that's fine. Just remember that you are losing out on attack if you do dodge multiple times. So most of the time you don't even want to go that. I feel like just going maybe the rest of the crit is fine instead. But crit just feels like very pointless on this guy most of the time, right? But most of the time, if you're... Well, I'll try to stop saying most of the time. A lot of the time, you will be putting this guy in slot 1 just because he has such a good tanking ability. So, like on that side, I guess you would want to go more crit. But like I said, it's just not going to happen a lot. But anyways, I do think that, like I said, just going like a full additional build for this guy is the move. The main thing I was going to talk about, and let me just pull it up real quick and then we'll come back. This is the main thing. So this anniversary battle adds 9, and then you can see that Beast Gohan gets added, Broly gets added, and you just want to use the anniversary equipment on the unit most of the time. The main issue is that for whatever reason, if we go ahead and scroll down all the way to here and we look at the bronze, the silver, and the gold, you could see... Oh wait, is it not gonna... It doesn't show it? No. Okay, well, we could just talk about it like this. The bronze is defense, and Gohan is able to tank almost everything in the game. The silver is also defense with crit, and this guy is critting 9,000 times out of 10. And then we have additional, which is actually really good. Getting the additional and the defense is always a really good pairing. And because it gives you so much defense, it's extremely good. I'm assuming it's not going to actually tell us how much. Of course not. But that's okay. I believe it's 700. It might be. I could look it up on my end because I'm almost positive it just matches the other one. But let me just look it up really quickly. But yeah, like I was saying, the units are going to be critting most of the time anyways. So like just putting the... I feel like not using maybe the silver on Beast Gohan would probably be best. Specifically just because, like I said, he's going to be critting already anyways. So it's not really going to matter just because of that. Okay, here. I have the tech gods pulled up. So the units will get 800 defense per the equipment, and then they'll get 800 from the bronze, they'll get 400 from the silver, and they'll get 600 from the gold. So like I said, if you just want to just not give the gold the silver equipment, that's fine. And I would probably just recommend maybe just going for the like additional instead of that. But then again, it's mainly up to you. Like Beast Gohan is very hard to fumble, so yeah. Let me just go ahead and close that out. So yeah, Beast Gohan, like I said, mainly additional. Rest dodge if you want, or rest crit. It's just mainly how you want to be using the unit. Rather if it's in slot 1, I would say mostly crit if you're putting him in slot 2 or 3, or having it where you're expecting him to be tanking a little bit better on these later fights, or having it where you're using him against like some of these difficult bosses who have ceiling, stunning, all of that stuff. I would maybe recommend doing the dodge instead of the crit. Then we have the INT Gammas, and this unit does not have the equipment that we were talking about before. Remember that the equipment is only meant, the equipment is only meant for the Dokkan Fest characters that came out during the anniversary. So it's only for Beast Gohan, it's only for Broly. So this unit is very, very cool. They have damage reduction, they have a lot of support, and I feel like a lot of the time, I think what's probably best for a unit whose main ability is going to just be the support, I think probably going additional and dodge is going to be the best for this. The main reason is because while this unit is very good now, especially in damage wise and especially in defense wise, once it becomes a point where you can't run this guy and they can't tank that anymore, having it where you are having like a 20% chance to live the super, just having the dodge and being able to tank normals is going to work out much better in the long run than it is in the short run to just build full offense for this character. Because remember, if we just look at it like right here, superhero, join forces, and I can't remember what that one is, the translation of. Let's just check real quick. Defenders of Justice, that's what it is. Yeah, so superhero, join forces, and defenders of justice, their category will get 3 key, 50% attack and defense, which is very good. Obviously, the superhero team is amazing right now. We have an amazing leader as well with just 200% all of superhero. It's really good. And then we get to the next form where it's the standby, and then you have it where the support is still the same. You go into the final phase where it's just Gamma 1 by himself. Guess what? Support's still the same, right? Because you want to most likely, more often than not, like I said, I gotta stop saying that. Because you want to have it where this guy is just having the support be his main ability, especially once it is, because it is such a powerful support, it's best to have it where you're going for a more defensive build on this guy. Even if, you know, having the standby where it does the charge and then, you know, you just do the huge attack with Gamma 2, do the finish skill, all of that. Even with that in mind, I think it is still best to go for a defensive build. So just going mostly dodge for this character, mostly additional, I think is just going to be best. Especially because if we look at this right here, can be activated when HP is 70% or below. You literally want to just pop this, by the way, whenever possible. Or when the player attacks 3 or more times during battle, once only. We go ahead and look at the kit. We can see that if we get an int orb, we will not only get additional crit, which again, crit's already built into the kit, but you'll also get an additional super attack up to 2 times per turn. If you aren't able to get the int, it's right here where you can have a great chance of doing an additional super attack 2 more times. But that's only STR or AGL that you'll be able to get that, and then more crit chance, obviously more the additionals. Then once we'll go ahead and look at it again, if we go ahead and see, like, again, there's just already crit chance built in. So again, I think just going full additionals on this guy, fully dodge on this guy, it's just going to be best. Just, just keep that in mind. Excuse me. I don't know. Got a little saliva stuck in the back of my throat. Next, we have the Krillin and 18. Oops. Wrong one. There we go. So we have the Krillin and 18, which is a fantastic support, especially if you didn't pull the Gammas, who just have it where anytime their HP is 50% or above, you will get 50% attack and defense to all superhero allies other than themselves for 2 turns. So their passive is the one that gives the support, which is really nice. Not having it where it's like tied against super attacks or tied against them attacking first. Any of that stuff, that's really good, right? Because most of the time you see these support units who have it where it's 2 times, they always have conditions. This one's just HP. Most of the time you're going to be above 50% HP, just because of everything that's happening on the team, right? So they already have the pretty good stuff. They already have dodge chance. They already have the crit chance. They have it where they'll get attack and defense with each evasion. They have it where they'll get 180% attack and defense up until they get hit. With all that in mind, I think, again, it's similar to the Gammas, where if you want to prioritize the defense of this character, especially because they are a support character, you want to just be going full dodge or full additional, especially because they have it where they're getting 50% additional attack and defense here. But because they also build up attack and defense from just dodging anyways, I think going mostly additional is going to be the best, right? Most of the time you'll have 60% dodge chance anyways, as long as you're running superhero allies. So again, just another thing to keep in mind. Not only that, but once you do go dodge into a equipment or hidden potential, it's not going to be additive with the passive. So it'll be a 60% chance. And then if that fails, it'll be, we'll say 15% chance. So yeah, again, just something to remember. Then we have Sleepy Beerus. This one's an easy one. This is just all dodge. So this character has it where, oh, is this easier? Yeah, it is easier. They get defense per orb. They have allies getting attack with each turn that passes. They'll get an additional attack like support. They have 50% damage reduction. He'll lose 10% at the start of each turn. Not on his first appearance though. He gets 200% attack and defense at the start of turn. He can't attack until he's awoken. Then once he awakens through his is it standby or is it active skill? His active skill. So from turn 5 onwards, he'll have it where once you go ahead and go into just awoken, he'll reduce his damage received by 50% just for 1 a turn. Then he'll also have it where with 3 key spheres he'll get more attack and defense. With 5 or more key spheres, he'll increase his damage reduction rate by 30%, so he'll have 80% damage reduction for his first turn. And then he'll also target all attacks against him. And if this character gets hit 7 or more times, he'll also have a high chance of crit. So what a lot of people do is they'll have Sleepy Beerus, they'll float him so that way he's on the 5th appearance if he does, show up in slot 2 or the 2nd or 3rd rotation. Then once it's turn 5, you pop his standby, you pop him in, active skill, you put him in slot 3. You do that, and then he'll have it where he's targeting all the attacks against him. He has 80% damage reduction as long as you get the 5 key spheres. He's given support before he, goes into the awoken state, I guess. And then he's tanking relatively well because of the 80% damage reduction, right? Just keep in mind that for some of these bosses, 80% damage reduction and his low defense or lower defense stats just aren't enough sometimes, especially because you really want to just be getting this guy for one turn and then that's it anyways. And his damage is not going to be the best compared to some of the others on the team. So with that in mind, especially with other super bosses characters who are just going to be doing like 10 times more damage, we got Cellmax, you got Broly, you got Physical Broly Trio. All of those characters are doing so much more damage than obviously a free-to-play LR. That his main goal is just to target all attacks against him and then never be seen again. So STR phases can definitely hit this guy and do lots and lots of damage. So going for a full dodge build is probably the best. And then he already has crits, so don't go crits, please. he already has crits when he's doing his attacks. He's gonna get hit 7 or more times. I guarantee you he's gonna get hit 7 or more times from just putting him in slot 3, having all the attacks going up against him. So he'll already have the crits from that. And again, his main damage isn't even going to be that on any of the teams that he's going to be wanting to be run on anyways. So mostly dodge, all dodge basically, and then rest is going to be additionals. Go into the next one. So I actually haven't seen this character's kit before, so we're just going to do like a quick read together, and then I guess I'll decide. From what I've heard, it's not really good though, so yeah. 100% attacking defense, more attacking defense each time he attacks. 2 key, 30% attacking defense. I mean, he has the scouter. Because he doesn't have like any other defensive mechanics on him, obviously it's just going to be, again, so this guy's a support character, go full dodge on him. Who would have guessed? But from what I've literally seen no gameplay of this guy, so that should tell you enough about him. So this is like a character that there's 2 builds that you could go for him. There's the cool build, and then there's the other cool build. The one's a little bit cooler. So this character has a 77% chance of just avoiding any attack, just period. And then every single time that he does avoid an attack for that turn, he gets an additional 7% dodge chance. He also gets stats from doing his evasion. He gets more stats from doing his 12 key and stuff too, like attack over here. He gets more attack on his 18 key. The main thing is, like I said, there's 2 builds. So what we thought, the way that dodge worked, is that there's a 77% chance for you to dodge, and then because there's a separate stat that says you get an additional 70%, we thought it's not additive. We thought it was multiplicative. So instead of 77% chance to dodge, you'd have like a 78, 79, right? But we found out that the way that it works is that MUI Goku and many others, Hirudegarn, AGL MUI, I can't remember like any others off the top of my head. INT Yamcha is another character who has it where it's just like it can be additive. Gets their dodge on top of the dodge that they already have. So if you want to obviously have the maximum dodge chance and you want this guy to be able to live as much supers as possible, and you want him to build up that evasion as fast as possible, then yeah, guess what? It's going to be full dodge, right? The thing is that you're already going to be getting a lot of the additionals that you would want to be going anyways from the equipment, because we already talked about it. Like I just pulled it up, but I think I might have deleted it. I did. But this guy is an anniversary character. He already has the anniversary equipment, and he's going to be getting a lot of his equipment that you want to be running with this character already in his equipment. So using that to just go for the using that equipment to just get the other stats that you want as well is probably going to be best, because I'll pull it up again on my end, and then I'll just like kind of talk about it like super quickly. But so his anniversary equipment will give him, let me see, his bronze will give him 800 defense. His silver will give him the 400 defense as well as 6 crit, and because this guy is going to be critting a lot of the times, it won't really matter that much, but the defense is obviously still something to think about with this character. And then his gold equipment will give him... Alright, sorry about that, I had to look it up. His gold equipment will not only give him 6 additional as well, but it will also give him the 600 defense that we were talking about earlier. So like I said, most of the time you're just going to be wanting to run this equipment anyways, just because it gives you so much defense that he'll be able to tank normals a lot better, obviously. But yeah, it's just something to think about. If you, I think that definitely the 2 builds that you want to go for is just additionals or dodge. You can even go half and half if you truly want to, but doing that in the end is definitely going to be best, just because he has to work like at the bottom here. If he's getting a 24 key, his crit is guaranteed, right? So if you are truly expecting to get a 24 key every single time, then you just want to just go full additional or dodge anyways. And you're gonna get it because he has just so much key in his passive. But if you want to be prioritizing maximizing that dodge, go full dodge. If you're fine and you are trusting this goat to dodge anyways, just go full additional, you know. Me personally, I'll probably just be going full additional and the rest dodge, but that's if I could pull extra MUI copies in his banner, because I already got him rainbowed, but his hidden potential was built for before his EZAs for me. So yeah. And then don't forget too that it's when active skill is activated as well. So his active skill will be auto critting as well too, right here. And it's very easy to get to. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta is similar but not the same. So he has it where he's getting guard, he has damage reduction every single time that he gets hit, up to 30%. It resets at the end of that turn though. He gets more attack and defense and ki every single time that you attack, up to 120 attack and defense and 10 ki. He has it where if you get attacked more than 5 times in battle, he'll have a permanent revive, I guess, up that you're able to use. So anytime anyone dies on the rotation and you've already been hit 5 times before that turn started, you'll have it where you could just get a revive and you'll get 77% HP. I think just going full additional is probably just gonna be best in this guy, and then rest dodge. The thing is that like he already has 5 dodge in him, so that's kind of the issue, right? I do think just going all additional though is just going to be the move. It really does suck though, because it's just like if you dodge and then you dodge a normal, you're losing 10% damage reduction, so that could be extra damage you'll take, unfortunately, right? I haven't seen too many people be caught because of that, but it's still a scenario that can happen. This guy is easy though, because again, his thing is just another, he gets guaranteed crits anyways, so it doesn't really matter, right? So full additional and then rest dodge if you want to. So this is the thing I was talking about of, well, we could just look at the Team Universe 7 EZAs first, specifically because even though it's happening on JP, it could happen on Global. We'll go ahead and talk about these units here. Just again, just remember that this is just a just in case scenario. This is not this is confirmed scenario. So this unit has tons of attack and defense everywhere. You see every single 77%, that's basically attack and defense that they're getting some way or another. 77% attack and defense here, 77% attack and defense here, 17% damage reduction. You're getting an additional 77% attack and defense when ki is 17% or above. 17%. 17 ki or above. 22%. Dude, I keep doing it. 22 ki or more will give you 77% attack and defense. If you get any rainbow key sphere, you get a crit, and all allies except for yourself will get an additional ki and 7% attack and defense. There's so much attack and defense here. And if we go ahead and just take a little sidetrack, also by the way, follow the GOAT Halvard. He is truly the GOAT, obviously. He just has they have so much defense, right? So if we go ahead and look here, if you're running a full representative Universe 17, and you want to be running 1 anyways, just because there's so many units that have dropped at this point. Not only, well, actually, let's go ahead and look at the 22 key, because the 22 key is what you're going to be getting most of the time too, right? You're getting 5 key at the start of turn. You're having it where you also get additional key. Where is it? Right here. Anytime you get a rainbow key sphere as well, you get an additional 3 key too. You have it where if your HP is 77% or below, you make 1 orb that is not aimed into a rainbow orb. So you're going to be getting 22 key at least most of the time. We could also talk about just the not 22 key scenario too. If you're getting an 18 key, you're getting the 728% attack and defense, and then with a 12 key afterwards, you're getting a 897k defense, which is pretty good. And then just like literally as soon as you get 22 key or more, it's over 1 million, right? Ignore the 12 key, because it obviously, if you're getting a 12 key at this 22 key or more, the 12 key you obviously would be gone. But you get 1 additional as well. Is it guaranteed? Yeah, guaranteed to happen. So if you're getting 22 key, your defense is always going to be at 1.2 million. If you get an additional super attack on top of that, it's at 1.5 million. And then is that with a INT Android 17? Okay, that's understandable. You're getting that as well with the support too. And then not only that, but even if you do have some difficulties with doing your 22 key as well, this will help you as with that, because when you have 5 or more allies that are representatives of Universe 7, 2 or more allies in the representative team other than the character, and there's only 1 enemy. Basically, if you have 5 Universe 7 category allies and 2 of them are on the rotation other than that, or the whole rotation is Universe 7, and there's 1 enemy whose HP is 50% or below, which is a super confusing condition for no reason, you get 7 key for 1 turn for all allies. So it's pretty good when you actually can proc it, of course. But yeah, like I think that this character definitely wants to get I think this is another thing where it's just like split on what you would rather do. As of right now, this person's character is tanking supers from everything, because believe it or not, having 1.5 million defense most of the time, and then having 35% damage reduction here, and then getting an additional 17% damage reduction here, where they'll have 52% damage reduction just at the start of turn, will make it where their defense is amazing. They're having 1.5 million defense, just no build-up time, and they're getting 52% damage reduction. Like, what? They have crits already built in, so you don't need to go crits. Like, I guess if you, I would not maximize the damage out on this character, because again, they are just in the end mostly just support, especially with this part down here. Obviously, I would say if you're planning on using this character a lot, I would probably go additional, just because you go from literally 1.2 million to 1.5, and you're more likely you're not going to get it, just because of the fact that the additional will proc twice for each attack that you do. Because remember that the way that additionals work is the additional will try to proc on each attack that you do before it. So yeah, I do think that just going full additional on this character is probably best. That or dodge. Dodge is fine too. Don't forget as well that this character has it where they'll be getting more support too down here from doing the 12 key. They'll also have it where they'll be doing again more support by doing the 18 key. So like again, if you want to be prioritizing that support, going the additionals is going to be best. This is the reason why I said it's very split. Like, if you don't think this character is going to be living the super, then sure, go the 12 or go for the dodge build. But because this character is actually just tanking everything in the game right now with as much stats as they have, then yeah, I obviously I think I'm gonna think just going that instead is gonna be best. But I don't know. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. If this guide helps you at all, remember, leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It helps out the channel tremendously, and I appreciate all of you who have done it so far, who continue to do it. I really truly love all of you guys. If you do find this guide helpful, I'm gonna keep doing guides like this more as time goes on, so maybe stick around, hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff. Thank you as always, all of you guys, for watching this video in its entirety. If you did make it this far, thank you as always for being a member. Hope you guys all have a great rest of your week. Let me know what you guys are most excited for about this anniversary, unit wise or anything. Just let me know down in the comments, and I'll get to you guys as soon as possible. But other than that, hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.